It's time, so tune in. Ooh. To Dorian, Tammy, Chrissy, and Val. It's time, so tune in. Yeah. To Dorian, Tammy, Chrissy, and Val. It's time, so tune in. For strangers and friends. So DCTV 430. Real talk and dreams and all the smartest trends on DCTV 430. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Don't just wait to tune in. DCTV 430. Now what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Don't just wait to tune in. On DCTV 430.
Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, February 25th, 2016, and you have tuned in to DCTV 430. Tonight, we're going to talk to you a little bit about things that seem fair, things that seem equitable, but are they really fair enough? Who do we have with us today?
Hey, everybody.
Well, from the side, we got Heidi. Ron is here. Sarah, the teacher. I said Heidi Carr. We got Justin in the house.
Whoa. Yep.
Shout out. I believe somebody was on here earlier by the name of Cynthia. So welcome. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty going on, but everybody is tuned in and right where they should be.
Yay. Awesome. Good evening, everyone. My name is Michonne, and I'm filling in tonight for Miss Tammy Neal. Looking forward to the conversation with these wonderful ladies and this wonderfully extraordinary audience. So it's great to be here. Looking forward to it.
Who are you down there below me? You may not see Valerie Lewis right this minute, and she's having a little bit of technical difficulty, and she is trying hard to get in. But there's somebody else that's on this screen with me. And who is that down there? Dorian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, honey. I can hear you, just can't see you.
Okay, well, introduce yourself to us.
Hi, my name is Dorian Roberts. I am a 5th grade teacher here in the Detroit metropolitan area, and I'm happy to announce I had a wonderful snow day. Yes. Michigan is nicknamed as the Mitten, and Southwest of Michigan, all districts, they were closed. We had a lot of snow, and most importantly, we had a lot of ice.
Snow and ice. Well, I can't say the same. My name is Christy Cade. I'm a digital innovation consultant down in far west Texas. We did cool off just a little bit, down to about 40, but it's been bright and sunny, and we have not had a snow day this entire school year. Kind of crazy. I see we might be having Valerie join us. I see she's trying to jump in here. Come on in, Valerie. Yes.
Come on in.
Come on.
I want to welcome some newcomers while Valerie is joining us. I want to send a special shout out to Tyra Dean, who is also from the DPS metropolitan area over here in my school district. Wonderful instructional specialist. Love her to death. Shout outs.
Awesome. Michigan is in the house. Michigan is representing. As Valerie starts getting into our screen today, one of the first topics we began to talk about as educators was what types of things are put in place for our kiddos in the name of fairness, and yet may end up setting them up for issues along the way later on. I'm from a rural part of the country. And one of the things that I love hearing is people say, hey, let's give these kids some technology. They can talk to people outside of the rural part of the country. But you know what? It doesn't really help to have a device if you don't have internet access. And some of those kids can get a device and have great access at school, but when they go home to their ranches and to their farms and that kind of thing, we have an issue because they can't get on to do any online work. And so, and in the issue of trying to be fair, sometimes we set some of those kids up to think, how can I get my stuff done at home, or how could I find resources like everybody else? And so that's one of the things I battle with all the time in working with my teachers. What about the rest of you ladies?
Well, for myself, I know that we were also going to explore tracking and gatekeeping as well. Those were some of our concerns as well. For myself, statistically speaking, tracking and gatekeeper are not my friend. And it is not the friend of many of the people that I know, nor the students that I teach. Throughout my elementary school and throughout high school experiences, I have always been in the Bluebird group, the lower reading group. I was always a low achieving student and was in fact treated as just that, a low achieving student. I worked very hard for every single C and D that I got, and always aimed for an A. I suffered from what is now known as test anxiety issues tremendously. And if it wasn't for teachers like my third grade teacher, Ms. Duchesne, in elementary school, who would let me read outside my reading level, I probably wouldn't be an avid reader like I am today. She also gave us like little summer school assignments, like reading 3 books during the summer. And I always did just that. So in a time where we're using standardized testing, SATs, ACTs, AP classes to determine the likelihood of our students' success, it greatly alarms me because
statistically speaking,
Okay.
and we lost Dorian. Go ahead. Talk to us a little bit, Michonne.
You know what? I like that she opened the gatekeeper approach, because what I noticed is that a lot of times college boards, for example, have the AP, the Advanced Placement Program, which is supposed to open doors and opportunities for any kind of kid, no matter, regardless of race or socioeconomic status, but to provide them these opportunities where they can gain college credit. But a lot of schools want to close that door to minorities and other students who they feel aren't capable of the rigor because of their past behaviors and past performances. They're not even willing to open that door of access and give them a try. And that really limits them, especially in an age where we're preparing kids for a global world. And to be competitive in a global world, we can't afford to close the door. It can't happen. It can't continue to happen.
Valerie, what about you?
You need to repeat the question
you came in and we've been talking about things that are inequitous in our schools sometimes that started out seeming to be so fair to kids and yet sometimes set them up for having issues along the way and not being as good as it could have been for them.
My thoughts on that, dealing with students that have special needs, we have this federal thing called inclusion, which means let's put all the kids together, no matter their abilities or disabilities, and let's just make them all follow the same path. There's that cookie cutter law called No Child Left Behind that's supposed to make every child normal. That was supposed to happen like 2 years ago. Well, hello, they're not all functioning at the same pace. And so inclusion, though it is a great idea, it doesn't necessarily meet the needs of every child, and it doesn't work for every child. So we know what our end goal may be, but we have to be realistic and be able to say what's going to be the best fit. So for me, I would say in inclusion with special needs kids, it's not always equal.
It's not always equal. So as a student, if you think back, here's a little moment to think on. Would you rather have been in some way labeled or put on a track that was supposed to help you along the way? Or would you rather have been given an opportunity opportunity to, get out of some of those norms that have been put in place for you? Which would you rather? Michonne, how about you?
I'd rather not wear a label. I'd rather not be restricted or limited in my potential, my learning, my knowledge. How can you put a cap on that, So I prefer not to be limited in terms of access, because as soon as you do that, then your mind is closed to so many other portals or so many other avenues within the world. Access is just one thing. Like, learning is one thing, but then it opens the door of access to so many other opportunities. We had very limited attendance tonight at our African American read-in, and I really feel like because kids aren't exposed to a variety of literature and other coursework, they don't really see the value in an African American read-in. So they didn't show up, or the numbers were very limited. So I'm saying gatekeeping is not just about a class, it's about a world of opportunity. And you can really stick it to some kids if you close that opportunity or that door on some people.
That's true.
Absolutely.
I see Dorian.
And that's a good point. Mm-hmm. Dorian's trying to get back in.
I see Dorian.
That's a good point. Michonne, I'm saddened to hear that the students don't even see the value in attending an African American read-in. But at the end of the day, do we blame the kids? Who's to be held accountable for that? Is that truly the kids' fault? Is that the parents' fault? Is that the church's fault? Is that the community's fault? Is that the teachers in the classroom's fault? Whose fault is it really?
Yes, indeed. Good, Val. I'm so looking forward to you.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on, especially around that topic of just, kids feeling a part, having a place, feeling that they can move through these traditional buildings and these traditional walls in their own way. But there are just so many dynamics to education today that we just have to get right.
Amen.
Welcome back, Dorian.
Indeed. Yay.
Hey, I can't see anybody, but I hear you.
Awesome. We can see you. You look great. I just asked them, would they rather have been given the opportunity to try to work past perhaps a 504 or something like that and not be tracked per se from a young age on, or would they rather have somebody set them up to hopefully succeed? And so we were kind of discussing that and what came out of that. So Dorian, what would you like to say?
Where did we leave off again?
Would you rather?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
I just asked them in a transition, would they rather be given an opportunity to advance past some type of tracking system in school, or would they rather be set up to have some kind of success from an early age moment? And looks like Dorian just fell out again.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. Valerie, why don't you go on?
Yeah,
I'm still here.
Because I see Rasul trying to cut.
All right. Yes. And okay, I did hear Dorian. Okay, yes, and Rasul is waiting in the wings to come in. So what I would say is, as we're thinking about and in the topic of access and equity, and to the point that Michonne brought up, there are a lot of people that have blazed trails. And they've done some influential work. And so when we're talking about equity and access, there are a lot of unsung heroes. There are people that are just waiting in the wings that have done some impactful work, but some way, somehow, I don't know, the blinders are on and there's some sheets. So in celebration and in recognition of Black History Month, and we had this nice topic and conversation last weekend at Edge Match, did you know about these particular people? Frederick M. Jones holds a patent for the air conditioning unit. Benjamin Banneker, the almanac. The specific design of Washington, D.C. today is because of this man. Granville T. Woods, the auto cutoff switch, the auto fishing device, the automatic gear shift, the baby buggy, which most of us could relate to. And I don't know where I would have been without my Cadillac. Bicycle frame, the biscuit cutter,
the blood plasma bag, the cell phone. Let's talk about technology. The chamber commode, clothes dryer, curtain rod, the curtain rod support, the doorknob, the doorstop, the dustpan, an egg beater, the electric lamp bulb, the elevator, the eye protector, the fire escape ladder. Oh my goodness, the list can go on and on and on. But I bet you didn't learn that in your history textbooks, didn't you? What happened to these people? Did they get a fair chance to be recognized for their contributions? These people that bent their back so we could step on top? Makes you go, where's Arsenio Hall when I need him?
That's great.
And I know, Valerie, as we were discussing some of that, I remember from an early child moment, one of my favorite botanists and pursuers of making life better for all of us, who gave me, yes, the brownie girl from last week is all about her peanuts and peanut butter. Thank you, George Washington Carver, for working hard to find products that could be made with these peanuts and take care of those cotton crop issues that were plaguing so many at the time. So, yay! How about you, Michonne? Do you have a favorite?
Absolutely.
Chess, Justin.
I do.
Chess.
I do, and I love food, and I do like peanuts. Thank God I don't have that allergy. But
yes,
I love Mae Jemison. I'm not a scientific person myself. I'm an arts, humanities kind of girl. But I love what Mae Jemison did for science, but more so what she did for women when she said, it's not about me. It's not about my accomplishments in this field. It's about every other woman out there who has a dream and who dared to dream. And even if she never fulfilled it, she had it here. So that fact that she gives me empowerment and belief in myself as a woman, Mae Jemison is it for me. She always has been. Yeah.
Absolutely. Love Mae Jemison. And she does a lot of give back and philanthropic work. So we appreciate her. And speaking of pioneers, last week we had our social media shout out, and we shouted out Sarah Thomas.
Sarah!
And then so I'm so excited to see that Rasul is in our chat, and she actually is our social media shout out for today.
All right.
If Rasul, if you don't mind, we would love for you to join us in the hot seat for just 2 minutes and tell us about some of the pioneering work that you do.
Hi, everybody. Can you all hear me? Is my microphone?
yes.
Okay, it's so good to be here. I'm a little bit
Let's see if we can get Rasul called in or able to jump in. We know that Rasul is doing some awesome work with EduColor, and that is a groundbreaking movement. They're very active, very intentional, very purposeful, not just another club to join, but they're making an impact, that movement, getting back to purpose, so to speak. And so I don't see Rasul. I think she may still be on. Rasul, if you see that button turning in the middle of your screen, if you just click on it where it says call in, and it'll be able to put you in the seat.
I still see Rasul.
Oh,
They say that
She's here.
I'm on, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you and see you.
Oh, can you see me now?
Yes. We're so glad you're here. Can you tell us a little bit? Okay, Rasul, we just lost your audio. We can't hear you. We could hear you. Now we can't.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Sorry about that. So EduColor is happening now. It's it started off as a chat, but now it's a movement in education that focuses on race, ethnicity, and culture. And we try to raise awareness about these issues in education and why it's important for students of color and teachers of color to have their voices heard. And we'd love for you all to join our movement. Use the hashtag on Twitter to share resources. Go on our website, educolor.org. We have a lot of resources there as well as our members. And you can follow us on Twitter at Educolor MVMT movement. And we have a list of all the members there that you could connect with and learn from. You all heard that, right?
Yes. And can you tell the hashtag and let Valerie, can you type that in over there so they can all follow that?
Blackness.
I'm assuming it's the Educolor.
There you go. Educolor?
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. Props to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to try to get Dorian back in here.
All right.
Let's see if we can get Dorian in. She's trying.
Yeah.
Agreed, Justin. Justin says, great work going on there.
Yes, and I think it really says a lot for women and education that she has been able to take this chat to a movement.
Absolutely. Agreed. Good. Great social media shout out this week. Is Dorian?
Okay, while we're waiting on Dorian, go ahead, Michonne, with your segment.
All right. You know what? I was thinking along the lines of access and equity, and thinking about how we can really create opportunities for ourselves, expanding our opportunities, creating our own portal. So, is she here?
Not yet.
She says she's trying.
I'm a lit girl, so, I was thinking about, Zora Neale Hurston, Their Eyes Were Watching God is one of my favorite novels ever. And so I thought of that passage that begins, ships at a distance have every man's wish on board. And that passage ends for me, I remember, the dream is the truth. So if we can break out of this frame where we tell ourselves lies every day and create some opportunities, some portals of access for ourselves, where we know that our dreams are the truth, as Hurston wrote, I just think that would be so amazing. But I'm also a little nosy and a little inquisitive, and I'd love to know what lies we tell ourselves, sometimes that just stand in the way and inhibit us from making the progress that we need to as individuals.
Valerie, you tell yourself any lies?
Ooh. Well, I try to stick to the truth, but the lies, I will say, at some point that I have told myself was that I just needed to sit back and stay in the cut. And I realized that, you know what? I'm a whole lot more fabulous than that, baby. I can't sit back and just keep all this goodness and this talent that God has given me under wraps. So I decided that, you know what? If no one wanted to give me the title or the pay or the position, I was going to go ahead and get up off my high horse. So I needed to stop lying to myself and saying someone else was better, and needed to realize that it's my time. So I'm taking the world by storm.
I like it. Good. I love that.
Own it, Valerie.
Christy.
Actually, Michonne, I'm going to let somebody jump in the hot seat from our audience and see what lies that they've told us. All right. So hang on. Somebody out there want to tell us what lies they told themselves? I see a call in. Let's see who it is. I'm going to accept Justin. Get in here. Let's see if we can get Justin in. Hey, Justin. Tell us about your lies.
One of the lies is that I have to be X amount of looking to get what I want in life. And really, that's just the outer shell. And Sarah, the teacher, really hammered that home this week. So again, it's really not what we look like on the outside, but how much we're able to do from the inside. And I know I struggle with that, and I can imagine other people do. And really, that's one of the lies that really, kind of get me, because especially when you're young, looking for a mate and finding out where your life's going to lead you, you really want to make sure or think that the looks are what's going to propel you there, when really you're trying to find a mate based on what's best for both of you. And in the long run, looks are going to fade. So that's one of the lies I told myself. And I will bounce. I don't want to take over. Really excited, everybody. Awesome show so far. Thank you for letting me in.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. Glad you got in. Somebody else call in. There goes Justin. Dorian's trying again. I keep trying to accept her. Come on, Dorian. Anybody else want to call in and join us? Shelly, Sarah, Ron.
Come on. I know. Dorian, make sure.
Heidi.
Dorian, make sure you're allowing your camera access. That might be part of it. That's what it was for me initially.
I'm Heidi.
Make sure you're allowed.
I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the lies that I've told myself, and I'm getting better at it, is, hi, Valerie, is I was never smart enough to be something. And when you talked about the IEP growing up, and this is my faith this year, I'm going to let everyone know, I had an IEP. I was one of those kids, and I always got told I couldn't be anything. And look at me now. You just got to believe and push yourself and know what works for you, and you can do anything that's possible as long as you have the correct support system.
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right. Thanks for joining us, Heidi. Dorian?
Thanks for having me.
We're talking about lies that we told ourselves. I see you up there. What lies have you told yourself, Dorian?
Yeah, I think I pretty much thought it was not, for a long time, it wasn't okay to be who I am. Thanks to my PLN, people that work around me, they're constantly encouraging me and like, wow, you did this, wow, you accomplished that. And I really try to downplay it, but in the midst of me downplaying it, I try to push everybody else around me up. So, those of you guys that know me know about my journey. This year is my year of yes, and I'm going to focus on me and the things that I need to do to continue being a better me.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, and trying to convince ourselves to move past those lies.
Try.
One of the things that has always affected me has been music. And we have a shout out to our friend Ron Madison over there who helped us splice together some music that has affected people through the decades. And I just want to see how this affects you, calling people to movement.
I'm so reckless when I run, she finds her track. Imagine all the people. We are the children. Take a look at yourself and make a change. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going on?
All right. Thank you, Ron, for that walk down memory lane for some songs that caused some of us to either look at those lies and go, wait a minute, they're not true, or to take a stand to try to do something different to help those that were unfairly dealt with at that time. And so at this time, I want to ask any of you to type into the comments over there some of the songs or things that may have affected you. Valerie, Michon, Dorian, what songs have affected you? I know for me, while you're thinking, because I thought about this, I remember as a kid in high school the song The End of the Innocents and how it made me stop and think about my life is about to change when I get out of high school. And I didn't even think about what possibilities could happen, but that the real world out there could have some bad things that I needed to be prepared for. What about you? What songs affected you?
I like Donny Hathaway, Someday We'll All Be Free. I think that song has always crossed so many lines of, race, gender, socioeconomics. There's so many ways for us to be free. And I love Donny Hathaway. That song just does it for me.
That's awesome. Valerie?
For me, it would be Wake Up Everybody, no more sleeping in bed, no more time for thinking, no more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. I love that. Wake up everybody.
That's awesome.
We all need our wake up calls.
You're so true on that. As we get ready to sign out.
Honey, I love that. You did it.
As we get ready to sign out, some things I want to say. For all of you out there, tune in 2 weeks, because in 2 weeks, we're excited for a new look, a new vision, a new view, a new thought, a new song, a new concept, a new name. You wait for us. We're excited, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Our time is up.
It's time, so tune in. To Dorian, Tammy, Chrissy, and Val. Time, so tune in. To Dorian, Tammy, Chrissy, and Val. Time, so tune in. For strangers and friends on DCTV 430. Real talk and rims and all the smartest trends on DCTV 430. What you gonna do? You just need to tune in. DCTV 430. Now what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You just need to tune in. On DCTV 430.